Today we're announcing our first modding competition for Shapez 2, and the winners will be receiving some great prizes which we're going to be talking about at the end of the video. So if you do want to jump ahead to that, I will put the timestamps below, but beforehand I wanted to talk a little bit about the role of mods, and more importantly why we developed Shapez 2 with modding in mind. Now, whether improving a single aspect of the game or completely overhauling how the game plays out, mods add a huge amount to the replayability of games after launch, and we were blown away with the sheer amount of great mods that came with Shapez 1. Now, one that comes to mind from the get-go was Shapez Industries, developed by Sense 101, which comprised of new buildables like the Smart Balancer and a laser cutter, along with additional shapes and mechanics expanding on the vanilla experience of Shapez. And there were also many other great mods worthy of mention. Unfortunately, we realized that how mods were implemented for Shapez 1 meant that they were a little bit of a pain to install. Having to go to an external website, download them and then manually move them to your game folders was a little bit convoluted, to say the least, and something that we've endeavoured to fix for Shapez 2, which is why you may have noticed you can now download mods through the Steam Workshop, and I'll talk about how to install mods slightly later into this video. But I wanted to understand more of the development for modding support in Shapez 2 first. So I recently spoke with Lorenzo, who is our tech lead for Shapez 2. Now, it was apparent through our conversation that Shapez 1's modding wasn't originally planned during development. After all, it started out as a browser-based game, whereas modding for Shapez 2 has been talked about and planned from the very beginning. And feedback has also been taken from the community during its first beta implementation. Now, the team really wanted to empower the community with these tools, helping modders bring their passion to the game. As such, we've developed a separate open source API for mods, which we've called Shapeshifter. Now, this is all a little bit technical for me, but it's essentially a layer on top of the base game which allows a modder's code written in C# to communicate with the base game. So in layman's terms, using a restaurant as an analogy, Shapeshifter is the waiter responsible for executing your order, making sure that it gets to the chef. And then the Shapeshifter's API is a menu. And providing we do not change the menu, even if the chef changes how it processes the orders, your order still arrives. The waiter just makes sure that the chef still gets it. I hope that helps clear it a little bit more, at least it did for me. Now, doing this makes creating mods easier, but also means that as the game continues to develop, that there'll be less of an impact when it comes to mod compatibility, as the modding API only communicates with the elements of the game that the mod affects, whereas mods that don't use it have to communicate with the whole game, which increases the likelihood that a mod may be incompatible after changes to the code. And this is also why we have a modding guide for prospective modders. Now, the document provides a foundation on how to develop mods for Shapez 2, as well as a quick guide to help modders jump straight into creating their mods and using it with Shapeshifter. Speaking of which, if you are interested in developing a mod for Shapez 2, I will make sure to put a link to that modding document in the description below. So next, let's talk about installing mods in Shapez 2. So to install a mod, open the game and locate the mod menu. From here, click Browse the Steam Workshop. This will show a list of mods currently available to the game. You can then subscribe to each mod individually. Just note that if a mod has dependencies, this will be flagged up by Steam and you will need to click to install these also. Now, once ready, you can return to the game, and at this point the mods will be listed and grayed out, requiring you to restart the game, after which the mods will be installed and ready to use. To uninstall, you'll just need to locate the mod on Steam Workshop and click unsubscribe, and once again restart the game, making it nice and simple to implement. Some mods will disable achievements. These are labeled in-game and decided by the developers themselves, and when opening the game after a little break, you will still be notified of the mods that do this so that you don't accidentally load into your achievements run. Now, just a word of caution, with mods being from a third-party source, we always recommend backing up your saves before using them, in the chance that maybe they have some unintended bugs, especially if you're using multiple mods all at once. Okay, so let's talk about the modding competition. Now, whilst there are already a few mods on the Steam Workshop which we recommend that you check out, we are looking at expanding on this for the competition. So the idea is for mod developers to create a mod for Shapez 2 and publish it to the Steam Workshop by July the 6th. For this event, there are two important dates to bear in mind. First, you need to register for the competition by the 1st of June, and then, as I just mentioned, submit your mod by July the 6th. For this, we're going to be looking for innovative ideas that are thought through and stable. The mods should also be implemented well and to a high quality, whether that's through technical achievement, artistic presentation, or just really popular with the community. So to get started, you will need to register your mod idea first so that no one else just copies your idea. And this will need to be registered by the 1st of June, but you may want to publish it a little earlier so that you can get some feedback from the community whilst you work on the mod. So once we've collected all of the submissions, we will take a couple of weeks to review them before announcing the winners. And the winners will be selected by tobspr, with the top prize being a brand new RTX 5080. Second place will reward you with 32 gigabytes of DDR5 Ram, and third place will win a 2 terabyte SSD. And if we have more than 10 entries, we will be giving merch to the 4th and 5th place contestants. So what are the rules? Well, each person can only enter once. It has to be a solo creation, and as mentioned, we want these to be unique, so no copycat mods. We also think it's really important that you respect intellectual property, and the mod needs to be uploaded onto the Steam Workshop, and the concept idea can only be changed after registration with approval from us here at tobspr. So how do you register? Well, sign up will be via a Google form. You will have to add your contact information to this and confirm that you are over 18, as well as agree with the contest rules and provide your first concept idea. Now, I will put a link to the form in the description below, and the event has also been pinned in the Discord in case you want to go down that route. Should you need a little bit of assistance, the modding Discord channel will also happily offer some tips for your submission. And once ready, the final submission is done by uploading the mod onto the Steam Workshop and confirming your submission via a second Google form, which will be sent out to everyone who registered for the competition. This form will need to include your entry name and link to the mod, as well as a short motivation behind your mod, or if you want a 1-minute showcase video, as well as disclosure if you've used any AI to assist you, and if so, in what form. So there you are. We're really excited to see what mods are developed for Shapez 2, and more importantly, to see you guys playing with them. So why not let us know what mod you'd be most excited for in Shapez 2 in the comments below, in case some would-be mod developers are looking for some ideas to get started on. But we are going to leave it there for today's video. If you're interested in more of our content, make sure to subscribe. And if you're wondering what to watch next, why not check out our video on my early game tips for Shapez 2. But until next time, thanks for watching.